Oh, we're on here.
The Mexican culture is a mixture of strong native legends, artistic expressions, and Spanish cultural elements. This is why the Mexican culture is so unique. I'm sure many of you have heard about the Mexican culture and have even eaten some of their food, but do you really know what makes it different? The Mexican culture has many elements, but today I'm going to inform you about their heritage cuisine and a couple of their celebrations. First, let's take a look at their heritage. According to the article, Hispanic Culture and Heritage, it defines heritage as customs and traditions that are passed down from generations in families and in society. The most common custom in the Mexican culture will be their dominant religion, the Roman Catholic religion. In Mexico, 96 million people practice the Roman Catholic faith. The second custom in the Mexican culture is music. Music is the most popular expression. Most people associate Mexican culture with the mariachi band. According to the article, Facts About Mexico, a typical mariachi ensemble usually consists of 2 to 3 guitars, violins, and trumpet. There is a tradition of telling stories in Mexico. The most famous story that has been passed down for generations is La Llorona. The legend of La Llorona tells the story of the spirit of a doomed mother who drowned her children and now spends eternity searching for them in rivers and lakes. This is a mariachi band. Okay, now here's the element of the Mexican culture we are most familiar with, the Mexican cuisine. Traditional Mexican cooking makes use of natural elements such as peanuts, chocolate, beans, vanilla, coconut, and tomatoes. The most common natural ingredient used in Mexican culture is corn. Ancient civilizations in Mexico learned how to cook almost every meal with corn, and that has been present throughout the generations. Since corn is used in almost every meal, it takes on many different forms, including candy. Candy is not only considered a piece of candy, but it is also considered a piece of art. An example of this will be calaveras de azúcar, or sugar skulls. These are especially prepared for Dia de los Muertos, which is the Day of the Dead. This is a picture of the original, sugar skulls they would fix on the Day of the Dead. Okay, lastly, I want to inform you about the Mexican celebrations. There are many celebrations in Mexico, but today I'm going to tell you about Cinco de Mayo and Dia de los Muertos. Cinco de Mayo is the 5th of May, and this commemorates the Mexican Army's victory over France at the Battle of Puebla during the Franco-Mexican War in 1861. The celebration is also misinterpreted as Mexico's Independence Day, but Mexico gained their independence about 50 years before the Battle of Puebla happened. This is how they reenact it. They dress up and just fight, I guess, in the street. Okay. The second celebration I want to talk about is Dia de los Muertos, which is the Day of the Dead. It is celebrated between October 31st and November 2nd. The Day of the Dead is a celebration for remembering and honoring those who have passed away. The most common ways Day of the Dead is celebrated include setting up an altar with offerings, cleaning and decorating graves, holding all-nighters graveside, telling stories about the deceased, and making sugar skulls. And this is what typical gravesites would look like through October 31st and November 2nd on celebrating, Day of the Dead. In conclusion, like I said earlier, I am sure many of you have heard about the Mexican culture and have even eaten some of their food, but now you have a better understanding. Clearly, I was not able to cover all of the Mexican culture, but I was able to cover parts of their heritage, their cuisine, and 2 of their most important celebrations. Thank you. Turn it off. Okay. And the sites I used were all articles from articles. One was Cinco de Mayo, Day of the Dead, Facts About Mexico, Ghost Legends and Mysteries, and Hispanic Culture and Heritage.